What's up, YouTube, man? We back at it again, man. Doing what we do best, bro, which is breaking down, man, creepy TikToks. TikToks that's gonna be chills, questioning reality, scary, anything and everything, bro. TikToks, anything, Instagram reels you can find here on this channel, bro. So without further ado, man, let's get into this one. I got a good one for you guys today, bro. Like I said, it'd be hard to find these ones, but I'll do it for y'all, man. Let's go.
Have you heard of this kid named Rocker Webb, bro?
Rocker Webb?
Bro, I just recently figured out about this story, and it's kind of unsettling. I ain't gonna lie. This kid, right, was playing outside with his dog. Normal day. He was 3 years old. His mom went to check on him, and he was gone.
Damn.
Kid was gone. Just like that. Just disappeared. They get search parties, neighbors, everybody, the police, all them. They all looking for this boy everywhere, right?
Like,
they even got so bad that they even got the National Guard looking for him. So like they got the whole city looking for this kid, right?
Okay.
2 days later, they found him. Found him in the woods. This is the weird part. He was only gone for 2 days. Kid looks like a completely different kid, bro. This don't look like the same kid. It looked like he seen her. I don't know what he went through in them woods, bro. But this kid looked different. It looked like he done been through some shit, bro. Like look like he done been through a war or something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show you the picture, but you'll see it when you watch the video.
I ate a cake, but it was a bomb. My name is Evelyn Johnson, a sweet grandma who loved to bake.
Kicking it was a bomb.
One sunny afternoon, as I prepared special treat for my beloved family, I unknowingly stumbled upon a recipe for disaster.
What?
With a twinkle in my eye and a mischievous grin, I couldn't resist adding an extra ingredient to the cake, a pinch of excitement. Little did I know that pinch would turn my world upside down.
Did she put a bomb in the cake?
As my family gathered around the table eager to indulge in my latest creation, I presented the cake with pride. The anticipation in the air was palpable.
Oh, man.
With a swift motion, I cut a generous slice and took a bite.
Okay.
In an instant, a deafening explosion rocked the room.
Damn.
The four sent me flying back, surrounded by smoke and chaos. The cake had been a Trojan horse concealing a deadly bomb. As I lay on the ground dazed and disoriented, the gravity of the situation sank in. Fear coursed through my veins as I realized the danger I had unknowingly put myself and my family in.
And the whole family
My family survived, but I looked like Gus from Breaking Bad. Half of my face was gone. Before my body shut down for good, I managed to get my Kalashnikov rifle and shot my entire family.
What?
The world's most famous corn star is a hardcore sexual predator. This is the twisted story of Ron Jeremy, and make sure you didn't eat before watching this TikTok because you're gonna gag. So early on in life, Ron Jeremy was a teacher, and then he tried to act on Broadway and failed. And at one point, his then girlfriend submitted a photo of Jeremy to the adult magazine Playgirl. And from that point on, Jeremy sprang into the adult industry, and that's what he became known for throughout the rest of his life. So Ron Jeremy is currently listed in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most adult video performances. He has appeared in over 2,000 corn films.
Oh my god.
And he's also a world-famous celebrity. He's been in a ton of movies, music videos, TV shows. A lot of people know who Ron Jeremy is. The downfall of Ron Jeremy really started in the year 2017, though.
What did he do?
In that year, he was banned from a major convention that happened across all of America because apparently he was touching, groping, feeling, inserting himself into people who were attending the convention, asking for pictures and coming to see him in his booth. Obviously, this was a disgusting pattern of behavior that emerged, but it got even worse when in 2020. He was charged with 4 counts of SA in Los Angeles. Apparently, he had SA'd a woman at a home in 2014. He had assaulted 2 other women at a bar in 2017. And then he was accused of assaulting another woman at the same bar in 2019. So initially, just like predators always do, he claimed that he was fully innocent, but as the details behind this case came out, it got so much more disturbing. So 3 days after Ron Jeremy was initially charged, prosecutors came forward and said they had an additional 25 allegations that they would be adding. 6 women from the adult film industry had came forward and said that Ron Jeremy had essayed them in the past. Then the next month, 30 more allegations were made about his appearances at these conventions and on the sets of films and in houses all over Los Angeles.
This is insane.
Then in the next month, August of the same year, the charges got even worse. He was charged with forcible penetration by a foreign object, things like sodomy, and these charges stem from 12 different women, ages 15 to 54 years old.
15 to 50. Pack him up. He gotta go.
who claimed that these things
He has to
happened from
go.
the years 2004 to 2020. And yes, these charges then made Ron Jeremy a pedophile.
He gotta
So
get out.
eventually, on August
Pack him
25th,
up, bro.
2021, he was indicted on 30 counts of SA with 21 different women testifying against him.
He's
Eventually,
done.
though, after lengthy legal proceedings that lasted years, Ron Jeremy was found mentally incompetent to stand trial.
What?
And in February of this year, he was committed to a mental health facility in California. Apparently, he's going to be at this facility for up to 2 years, so I don't know what the full outcome of the situation is going to be, but yeah, this is a really just disgusting
just
story,
avoided
and
all
there's
that jail
so many
time, bro?
victims, and probably so many more that will never come forward.
Yeah, that's insane,
19-year-old
bro.
Alexi Treviso and how she went to the hospital complaining of back pain, but ended up getting charged with murder. Alexi Treviso was a 19-year-old senior in high school living in Artesia, New Mexico. She was on the
Okay.
varsity cheerleading team, and she was dating her boyfriend Devin for about 2 years. Honestly, Alexi just seemed like a typical teenage girl. The prom was coming up
What
soon, her
happened?
graduation was around the corner, and she was
They
already
made her
thinking
murder
about what
somebody, bro.
university she was going to go to in the fall. January 26, 2023,
Okay.
that day was pretty much just like any other day for 19-year-old Alexi. She went to cheerleading practice that day and got home in the afternoon. She spent some time with her family, and then she went to bed. However,
Alright.
she was woken up in the middle of the night with severe back pain. This was like not normal back pain. Like
Okay.
Alexi was in so much pain that her mother decided to take her to the hospital. Alexi and her
Damn.
mother Rosa arrived at the Artesia General Hospital in
Okay.
the early morning hours of January 27th. Alexi checked in and told the doctors that she had really bad pain in her back, so they wanted to do a test to see if maybe she had a UTI or a kidney infection, since
Alright.
back pain can be a symptom of both of those things.
Okay,
So
that's
they're
true.
getting ready to do those tests, and then they asked Alexi, "Are you pregnant?" Which is a very common thing to ask. I mean, if you're a girl and you've gone to the doctor before,
Yeah.
I feel like they always ask you if you're pregnant. On top of that, experiencing back pain can be a symptom of pregnancy. So the doctor asked Alexi, "Are you pregnant?" And she says no, that she's still a virgin and that she hasn't engaged in any sexual activity. So the
Okay.
doctor's like, okay, perfect. And they send Alexi over to go get a CAT scan done so that they can check for kidney stone. While she's getting that test done, the doctors decide to still do a pregnancy test just in case,
Just to be
because you
sure,
never
okay.
know. So they did a urine test, and when the results came back, they were positive. Alexi was pregnant.
She
Now, of
was?
course, pregnancy tests can sometimes be inaccurate, so the doctors wanted to check her blood
Oh,
just
so
to make
she
sure
was
that she was
capping.
actually pregnant. While all of this is going on, Alexi tells the doctors that she needs to go to the bathroom. Like, she has to go number 2, and it's coming out, like, right now. So she gets up from the hospital bed and she literally runs to the bathroom holding her butt because she feels like it's going to come out. She locks herself inside the bathroom
Alright.
and she's in there for quite some time. Doctors and the staff at the hospital are getting kind of worried because she's been in there for a while and they know that she's pregnant. So they're thinking maybe she's having some type of miscarriage or something else.
Okay, yeah.
They knock on the door,
This
but
is
Alexi
strange, bro.
refuses to come out. At one point, her mother Rosa also goes over to knock on the door, but Alexi says that she's just having trouble going number 2 and that she'll be out shortly. At this point, Alexi has been in the bathroom for more than like 20 minutes. So
Okay,
the
yeah,
doctors tell her, if you
something's
don't
going
open the
on.
door right now, we're going to unlock it. Before the doctor can unlock the door, Alexi just opens up and starts walking back to her room. One of the doctors looks inside the bathroom just to see, what happened,
Yeah.
and they do see that there was all over the floor. They asked Alexi, what's going on? And she said that she simply got her period. Call over the cleaning lady to come clean
That's
up the
cat,
bathroom,
alright.
and when she starts to take out the trash, notices that the trash bag feels heavier than usual. So Leela, the housekeeper, goes to look inside the garbage bin, and when she pulls
Don't
out the
tell me.
bag, she finds a baby. The baby was inside a clear plastic bag at the bottom of the bin. Okay, more in part 2.
My 2 young daughters drowned me in the
She just
bathtub.
gave birth to the baby and threw
My
it
name is
in the
Linda
damn
Anderson,
trash?
and this is my harrowing story. At the time of the
We need part 2 of
incident,
that.
I was 44 years old, living
Okay.
in Ontario, Canada, and had 3 children, Sandra, Elizabeth, and Bobby.
Alright.
I want to clarify that these names, including mine,
Mhm.
are pseudonyms because Canadian law prohibits revealing our identities since my daughters are teenagers.
Okay.
My 2 daughters are 16 and 15 years old, and my son
Teenagers?
is 3. The children's father abandoned us, and my second husband, who was abusive, left.
Damn.
I fell into a deep
Bad
depression
luck.
and developed an alcohol addiction.
That's bad,
In
bro.
2002, my 2 daughters started growing angry because they didn't have everything their friends had, like a
Alright.
swimming pool and trendy clothes, which they believed would make them more popular. They blamed
As
me
any
for
kid,
spending
bro.
money on alcohol and began searching the internet for ways to kill me while making it look like an accident.
What?
They knew that by killing me, they would be entitled to a $133,000 insurance payout.
How the hell did they know that?
They
What
wanted
the
to
hell?
use the money for a trip to Europe with their friends and to buy a large house.
Oh my gosh,
They
bro.
shared their plan with their friends, who encouraged them.
And that
On
friends encouraged
January
them to do
18,
it?
2003, my daughters gave me alcohol to get me drunk and medication to slow my heart.
That is some damn demons,
They then
bro.
filled the bathtub with water and took me into the bathroom while I was intoxicated. Sandra asked me to lie on my back for a massage, but immediately pushed my head underwater for 4 long and agonizing minutes,
Damn, she
causing my
drowned
death.
him?
Sandra and
She
Elizabeth
drowned
then
Mom?
went to a nearby stream to celebrate their act.
That's strict. What
At
the
10:30
hell?
p.m., they returned and called for help. The cause of my death was initially determined as accidental drowning due to alcohol intoxication.
Okay.
After my death, my daughters lived in a tent and received the $133,000
Damn,
insurance
they
payout.
really.
My son went to live with another part of the family and received $67,000.
They didn't even
11
call?
months later, Sandra and Elizabeth confided in a male friend who promptly reported them to the police.
The right thing to do,
The
yeah.
police provided him with the necessary equipment to record their confessions over the
Oh, he
course of a
gotta.
month.
Okay.
Their computers were also seized, revealing their sinister plan. Sandra and Elizabeth, dubbed the Bathtub Girls, were sentenced in 2006 to 10
Okay.
years in prison each for first-degree murder,
Only
the
10 years?
maximum
What the-
penalty for teenagers.
Alright,
Sandra
that
was
makes
released
sense.
in 2009 and is now a scientist.
Okay.
Elizabeth was released in 2010, despite her father's unsuccessful attempts to secure her release earlier. She is currently married, has a child, and holds a law degree.
What the hell?
The film The Anderson Sisters is based on this terrible story.
Okay.
This My Little Pony
That's
obsessed
different, bro.
killer committed the worst mass shooting in the history of Indiana.
What?
So this is Brandon Hull, the killer.
Because he
He was
obsessed with
born
My
in the year
Little Pony?
2001, and as a kid he was diagnosed with a number of mental health issues.
Damn.
And this story really demonstrates a failing of the system.
Okay.
So throughout his childhood, the police had to be called to his home multiple times because of things he was saying, things he was doing. And in March of 2020, his mom contacted the local police department because Brandon stated he wanted to be killed by a cop and he had just purchased a firearm. So
They
this is
didn't
where
do
the
nothing
story
about
gets
it?
really wild. So when the police looked through his computer, they found that he had been visiting racist websites,
Oh my
and he was
gosh.
placed on an immediate mental health hold by the police after
That's the
being
signs
arrested.
right there, bro.
But he was released out into the free world after only 2 hours. So the weapon that he
Gotta
had
do
purchased
better,
in the
bro.
past was never returned to him, and at that point the authorities closed the case. Under
Really?
a red flag law, Brandon would have been prevented from purchasing another firearm if
Okay.
the judges and the authorities had held a hearing within 14 days of him being arrested.
They never did?
But they never held this hearing because they thought that they had done their job by taking away his one weapon.
No, you gotta
And
follow
so,
up,
just a
bro.
short while later, he purchased 2 more weapons, this time
Damn.
AR-15s. So obviously, a guy like Brandon, who had had the cops called on him
That's
multiple times,
not
he had
good,
threatened
bro.
to hurt people and wanted to die at a cop's hand, he should never be owning a weapon. But because of the
Yes, he should
system,
not be,
he
bro.
was allowed to purchase 2 of them.
Damn,
So on
man.
April 15th, 2021, Brandon drove to the FedEx facility that he was previously employed at and opened fire. The shooting lasted for 4 minutes, and he ended up taking the lives of 8 individuals.
Damn.
And since
bro.
Brandon headed to the facility during a shift change that he knew was going to happen, he was able to access people freely.
Oh
And his
my
victims
gosh,
ranged from the
bro.
ages of 19 to 74 years old. When
It's
police
different,
raided
bro.
Brandon Hull's home after all this went down, they discovered that he was an avid brony, or a mega fan of the show My Little Pony.
Oh my gosh,
His
man.
room was absolutely covered in My Little Pony decorations, and they even found strange things like a headless doll hanging from his closet.
Hell?
After further inspection, it was found that he even had My Little Pony artwork on the weapons he had brought to commit this crime with. And afterwards, it was
His mom's
discovered that
poison, bro.
right before the massacre, Brandon made a disturbing Facebook post.
What?
If you don't know, Applejack is a character in the My Little Pony show.
Okay.
And I'm going to read this to you. This is what he wrote on his Facebook. I hope that I can be with Applejack in the afterlife. My life has no meaning without her.
What
If
the
there's no
hell?
afterlife and she isn't real, then my life never mattered anyway. So yeah, this is just another disturbing twist in an already really disturbing
Sick,
story.
bro.
And I couldn't believe the details of this case when I read about
Different,
it.
man. Off of My Little freaking Pony, bro.
This is the story of the Philpot family murders.
Philpot family murders.
On the 11th of May 2012, parents 56-year-old Mick Philpot and
Okay.
31-year-old mother Mairead Philpot
Mm-hmm.
set fire to their home, accidentally killing 6 of their beautiful children.
6 of the whole
5
damn
of the
kids,
children died
bro.
at the scene, whilst the oldest child died 3 days later in hospital.
How you accidentally
Mick
set
and
your house on
Mairead set fire
fire?
to their own family home as part of a vicious scheme to free Mick's former partner and regain custody of his child.
Damn.
Mick reportedly had 17 children with 5 different women, and several of his partners described him as abusive.
Damn, he had 17 kids, bro?
Mairead was a 19-year-old single mother who had left a volatile relationship when she met Mick in 2000.
Okay.
By 2003, Mick and Mairead were married, with Mick's mistress Lisa, with whom he had 3 children, acted as a bridesmaid. During the police investigation into the fire, petrol was found inside the letterbox of the house and a murder investigation was launched.
Damn, so he
Police
set the whole thing up.
room and found evidence that they were responsible for starting the fire, as was their friend, 46-year-old
Your
Paul
friend was
Mosley.
in on it
Further
too?
investigations found that the Philpot clothes also had petrol on them. Initially, Mick's ex was arrested on suspicion of murder along with her brother-in-law Ian Cousins, but both were released without any charge. Meanwhile, witnesses reported to the police that Philpot behaved strangely for someone who had recently lost several of his children and appeared to like the media attention.
So he did all this for the
Philpot
attention,
hotel room
bro?
and gained evidence confirming the couple were responsible for the fire, including the involvement of friend Paul Mosley, with whom Mairead was heard engaging in a sex act.
So they all was in on it, bro?
Mick and Mairead were arrested on suspicion of murder on the 28th of May 2012. After seeking additional time for questioning, the couple were charged with murder on the 30th of May 2012. A discarded petrol container and glove had been found near the house, and in November, forensic investigators discovered that the clothes of the Philpots and Mosley had petrol on them. On the 5th of November, Mosley was arrested and charged with murder. This charge was later downgraded to manslaughter.
What? It has to be the
During this
right?
tragedy, many of the local residents from their area chipped in together to raise funds for the children's funerals.
Just trying to help.
Mick even stooped as low as trying to gain access to the children's funeral money so that he could spend it on himself. He also suggested taking all the teddy bears and gifts left outside the house in remembrance of the children, to take them on and sell them and keep the money for themselves.
What? He did this for money too?
On the 12th of April 2013,
How could you take out 6 of your kids like that, bro?
Mick Philpot was sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum tariff of 15 years. Mairead and Paul received 17 years, on which they would have to serve half before any release on licence. On November 29, 2013, an appeal by Mairead against the length of her sentence was heard. The grounds of the appeal were mainly that Mairead was under the control of her husband and could not exercise a free choice in her conduct. The appeal was dismissed. Mairead was released on licence in 2020 after serving half of her sentence.
Damn, bro.
Paul Mosley was released from prison in May 2021 after serving half of his 17-year sentence. As of right now, Mick Philpot is still in prison.
I like all of them shit if you can just... I thought they was all gonna get life, bro. What the f is that?
When no one answers the door, officers kick it down and are immediately overwhelmed by the stench of death.
Damn.
It's the decomposing body of a naked man. And next to him is a tripod with a camera on it.
Oh my god.
And inside the camera is a tape. And scribbled on the side are the 3 words, "The Last Day." A deputy then sticks it inside a video player and presses play.
My name is Ricardo Lopez. Yesterday I purchased this camera.
What? What did you do?
To see something funny. I want to show you who I am.
What?
I am a monster.
This vlog is just one of 11 videotapes, along with a series of handwritten journals that document Ricardo's descent into insanity. And soon enough, authorities will be racing against the clock to prevent his evil plan from claiming the life of a famous singer. This is how Ricardo Lopez became the Bjork stalker.
The Bjork stalker?
Ricardo's born on January 14th, 1975, into a middle-class family living in Uruguay. He's the youngest of 3 boys, and the family moves to the U.S. and settles down in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And growing up, he's a pretty easygoing kid, but he's kind of shy and introverted, so it's tough for him to make friends at school. His inferiority complex leads him to dropping out of high school when he's just 17 and moving to South Florida to work with his older brother in the pest control business. And when he's not working, trying to make ends meet, he's home alone in his Hollywood apartment. And there he finds that the only way he can escape his bleak, boring life is through celebrity magazines. In 1993, after seeing a music video of an emerging artist named Bjork, he's in awe by the girl's childlike appearance and innocence and instantly becomes obsessed. But instead of art, Ricardo channels his creative energy into a diary about Bjork, which eventually becomes over 800 pages long. It's January 14th, 1996, and Ricardo's reading an article in Entertainment Weekly about the singer's new boyfriend. He's also a musician and fellow entertainer who goes by the nickname Goldie. This relationship, along with the fact that the guy is African-American, turns Ricardo's deep affection for Bjork into an intense hatred.
Look at this beautiful face. She's fucking That's unacceptable.
See, in Ricardo's head, he thinks that Bjork is betraying him and wants to teach her a lesson. He starts conjuring up different methods of revenge and makes a plan so he can attack her from a distance and not be the one held responsible. He then has an idea for a sort of book bomb that when she opens it up, the contents will explode on her face, disfiguring or, better yet, killing her. He then documents every diabolical step, turning this nightmare of a plan into reality.
What the hell?
But he doesn't plan on just killing Bjork. See, a crucial part to all of this is Ricardo taking his own life.
Oh my gosh.
On September 12th, 1996, Ricardo is sitting in front of his video camera in his Hollywood apartment. He explains that he has just mailed a package to Bjork at her home in London. Ricardo then arms himself with a weapon and sits as the song I Remember You by Bjork plays in the background. Then, as it gets toward the last part of the song, Ricardo makes one last declaration.
Which is?
This death is for you, Bjork.
At 2:53 p.m., I Remember You comes to an end, and Ricardo puts a 38 in his mouth, takes one last deep breath, and pulls the trigger. It's 4 days later, on September 16th, 1996, when investigators from the Broward County Sheriff's Department stumble into a crime scene unlike any other. Officers then become alarmed as the contents reveal an explosive device had been created in this very apartment. Though after several hours, they learned the device had been mailed out 4 days earlier to Bjork in London, the last day Ricardo had been seen alive.
Did
they immediately contact the Metropolitan Police in the United Kingdom, and amazingly the package is located and removed from a post office in South London. Reporters all over the globe swarm the artist as she's trying to leave her house.
Well, it's just kind of a very sad thing, obviously when somebody shoots their face off, it's terrible.
You know, guys, in a sick way, he kind of got what he wanted. She knows his name. He hadn't been able to cope with his intense feelings of not being good enough, and an obsession led him down a destructive, fatal path.
Yes, it did.
With social media, influencers and celebrities are more accessible to their fans than ever before. They post their home life, vacation, friends, family members, all of which puts their safety at risk.
That's true.
Rapper PNB Rock was recently shot a few miles away from me after posting on Instagram and tagging the restaurant he was at. Kim Kardashian was bound and gagged after posting on Instagram in Paris. Seriously, guys, be careful where you post in real time.
You never know who's watching.
I do, because if I die, who's gonna make the video about it?
Imagine a night so dark and so eerie that even the bravest souls dare not to venture outside. Now add a creature so terrifying that it could stop your heart.
Which is?
Welcome to the haunting tale of the Lawton werewolf. A nightmarish entity that plunged an entire Oklahoma town into a state of unparalleled fear and dread. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on another spine-tingling story. Today we're diving into an account that's not just another campfire tale. It's a real-life horror story that gripped the community of Lawton, Oklahoma back in 1971. This isn't just folklore. This is a narrative that had people locking their doors, avoiding the streets after dark, and questioning the very fabric of reality.
Had everybody freaking scared,
Let's rewind to the evening of February 27th, 1971. Donald Childs, a 35-year-old man, was enjoying what he thought would be a typical night at home. But as fate would have it, his life was about to take a dark and twisted turn. Imagine looking out your window and seeing a humanoid creature covered in fur, crouched by your fish pond, attempting to quench its thirst. The sight was so terrifying that Donald suffered a heart attack right then and there. He survived, but the terror was far from over.
What happened?
After recovering, Donald was questioned by the local police. He described the creature as towering humanoid with a face shrouded in hair and wearing an indescribable assortment of clothing. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Lawton Police Department was soon inundated with calls from terrified residents. People reported seeing something monstrous darting down the streets, dodging cars and sowing chaos wherever it went. Officer Harry Ezel recounted how the creature would momentarily hide behind bushes before resuming its frenzied run. But the horror didn't stop there. An unnamed man living in an apartment complex had an encounter that would haunt him for the rest of his life.
What do you see?
He saw the creature perched on a railing outside his second-floor apartment.
What the hell?
When the creature turned its head to look at him, its face was horribly distorted, as if it had survived a terrifying fire. It wore pants so small that it could barely cover its knees. Realizing this was no prank, the man watched in horror as the creature leapt down 17 feet, landing effortlessly, and took off running on all fours. The creature eventually made its way to Fort Sill, a military installment. There it struck fear into the hearts of a group of soldiers. These men, trained to face life-threatening situations, admitted they were genuinely frightened by this creature. Despite the police being on high alert, the werewolf vanished as suddenly as it appeared, leaving the town in a state of uneasy anticipation.
That's gonna make them paranoid,
The creature's sudden disappearance led to ferocious theories. Some speculated that it was a cryptid, a creature not yet identified by science. Others thought it might be a skinwalker, a being from Native American folklore capable of transforming into animals. Interestingly, a similar creature known as the Fat Monster was sighted in Arkansas around the same time, leading some to wonder if these incidents were connected.
They had to be.
The Lawton werewolf didn't just leave physical footprints. It left psychological scars on the community.
Sound like it did.
Parents were afraid to let their children play outside. Nighttime activities came to a standstill, and the atmosphere was thick with tension, fear, and an unspoken question
of
what if it comes back? Local authorities were baffled. Despite increased patrol and numerous eyewitness accounts, the creature was never captured or identified. Major Clarence Hill, a commander of the local police patrol division, even sent out an alert to his officers to watch for the werewolf.
So
the
everybody's on
media
high alert.
had a field day. But despite the extensive coverage,
they couldn't find nothing.
The creature seemed to have vanished into
Not a shred of evidence?
Years have passed, but the story of the Lawton werewolf remains a hot topic, especially among cryptozoologists and paranormal investigators. Some claim that the panic was a result of mass hysteria, while others firmly believe that something supernatural was at play. The creature may have disappeared, but its legend lives on. A chilling reminder of the unknown dangers that could be lurking in the dark corners of our world. The Lawton werewolf was last seen on a Saturday night.
Really?
And by Sunday, its reign of terror had come to an abrupt end. Despite the police being on high alert, the creature never reappeared. It's as if it just vanished back into the dark dimension from which it emerged, leaving the residents of Lawton to ponder what really happened during those terrifying days.
Really, yeah.
If this story sent shivers down your spine and you're hungry for more, smash the like button and share this video far and wide. Let's keep the legend of the Lawton werewolf alive and kicking. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on another creepy tale.
That's different, bro. Lawton werewolf, man. It sounds like a freaking interesting story, bro. What the hell that cat just do? Interesting indeed, bro. Damn, that's different, man. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Like I said, it's always up to you guys, the clips that we review together, man. It's up to you to decide if it's fake or is it reality, bro. And like I said, man, you guys are gonna catch me in the next video. In order for us to grow our community together, I just need you guys to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the post notification bells, man, so you never miss a video when I drop. I think I drop a video every 2 days, man, like I said. So I'm really just trying to stay consistent for you guys. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.